is who to you was the winner of the 2020 NBA draft? I have a feeling of who you're going to say right now.
Well, you know who I'm going to say because I kind of hinted at it before, but I kind of went a little more unconventional here, and I'm saying Philadelphia 76ers. Not a lottery team, but I think they did some really nice things in the whole draft process, and I'm grading them not only on their picks, but the moves that they made. They got off Al Horford's contract, which I thought was great.
Yep.
They traded Josh Richardson, who I didn't think was a great fit for that lineup. They brought in Danny Green, who, although I don't love Danny Green and them giving up a pick for him, he'll come in, be the shooter that they needed. He's another great defender. And they got Seth Curry, too, around the draft.
I love Seth Curry.
And I think he's going to...
I love Seth Curry.
You look at what Shake Milton did for them last year, and I think that Seth Curry is a better Shake Milton. I think he'll come in, provide a nice offensive boost for them that they've been lacking because they don't really have that scorer. And Tyrese Maxey, I thought, was a great pick for them. And I mentioned Kentucky guards. I love Kentucky guards. I think Coach Calipari does a great job. And I think he's going into the perfect system where he doesn't have to worry about taking too much of the load. They have Ben Simmons there who can take a lot of the point guard duties, and he can take his time to grow. I think it's a great situation. And to me, getting the money off was huge because that opens up. One of the biggest things for them was they were in cap hell.
Yep.
So I don't know what comes next for them. I don't know.
I think
if
they're still in cap hell,
more.
though.
They're still in cap hell, but they're headed in the right direction at least cap-wise. They still have Tobias Harris's contract, which was, in hindsight, a huge mistake. And they have Embiid and Simmons, which those are two guys that you have to pay. You can't not pay them. They're stars, borderline superstars, and who knows? They've been linked with James Harden. I know he has his heart set on Brooklyn, but Daryl Morey there, you never know.
They got some pieces to trade for him.
I like the moves they made, and I think they put themselves in a good position. I was high on them last year heading into the bubble, and they dealt with some injuries and, of course, didn't live up to that. But, between Simmons, Embiid, and now bringing in Maxey, Danny Green, Seth Curry, even a guy like Matisse Thybulle coming back another year, Shake Milton, they have a bunch of nice pieces. I am interested to see what they turn into this year. I think that they are one of the higher ceiling teams in the Eastern Conference if they're all playing at their peak, but that's the question is, are they going to play at their peak?
See, I had Philly written down. I had 3 teams written down. Philly was one of them. Another team I had was Boston when they drafted Aaron Nesmith and Peyton Pritchard. I think their bench is going to be so much better. But then I was thinking about it, and I said, no, I'm going to name a team that I felt like got their future in the 2020 NBA draft. And I think that team was the Detroit Pistons. You draft Killian Hayes. You drafted Isaiah Stewart. They got Sadiq Bey, too. They drafted Sadiq Bey.
I love Sadiq Bey.
So I think Sadiq Bey is a starting small forward in the NBA, and I think Killian Hayes can be a star in the NBA. So they potentially got 2 of their 5 starting lineup right there in Killian Hayes and Sadiq Bey. So that's why I feel like their draft was the best. I mean, right now, Detroit is kind of in a funk because, they just traded Luke Kennard, Bruce Brown to the Nets. Blake Griffin, you're still stuck with his contract. Christian Wood, you don't know if they're going to bring him back. So who does Detroit have? At point guard, they still have Derrick Rose. They're probably going to trade him this upcoming year.
I heard they've been shopping him since last season.
Exactly. So you needed a future point guard. Tyrese Halliburton or Killian Hayes would have been the pick. You got Killian Hayes. You needed a small forward because I think the small forward is Sekou Doumbouya, I think. And no disrespect to him, but I don't think he's Sadiq Bey. So then you get Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart, who I'm not high on him. He's more of like a high motor player, come off the bench type of guy. But now you're looking at Detroit with Dwayne Casey. He's going to love these guys. Killian Hayes, Blake Griffin, Sadiq Bey, Christian Wood if he comes back. And then Derrick Rose. I don't think that's a bad team at all. But most importantly, you secured your future. I think Killian Hayes, he's a lefty. He's super smooth. He can drive to the basket. He didn't shoot the best percentage-wise from the 3 in France, but he has a nice stroke. And he can shoot well if he's given the opportunity to shoot well. I think he's just going to improve on his jump shot. So Killian Hayes is a sleeper for me in the draft in general. And I think the Detroit, they're heading in the right direction now that they got 3 guys who can be the cornerstone of their franchise moving forward.
Yeah, and one team that you mentioned, Boston, I also had written down as an honorable mention. I think they filled out their bench with 2 guys.
Exactly.
In
Neesmith and Pritchard.
And Neesmith is going to come in. He was one of the best shooters in the draft. He's going to be a good 3-and-D guy, which they needed one of those.
And if they would have kept Desmond Bane,
yeah,
that would have been the best draft to me, hands down.
And Peyton Pritchard is a guy who I loved at Oregon. I said it on draft night, as cliche it is. He's a winner. He's a big shot taker. And, he's another one of those guys that, like Miles Powell, showed in college. He's got the chops to come in and be that hard worker, that good teammate. And I think he'll be a perfect fit there in Boston alongside, the group that they have, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, those tough, nitty-gritty guys. So I think they did really good. And the Kings I also wanted to give a shout-out to.
Yeah, because Tyrese Halliburton,
really well.
Hey, what's up, guys? You just finished watching a clip of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Joel Moran.
My name is Jack Barteck.
My name is River Brown.
And we are your hosts for this podcast. We want to thank you guys for watching the clip. Like, subscribe, and comment, and share if you would care to, because it helps us grow. And we're trying to make this a full-time thing. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting, and see you next time.